Hello guys, welcome back to Data Crafting with Sneha. Today we are going to solve a very interesting problem called the meta accounts. So let's get started. The problem is simple. We need to calculate the ratio of accounts closed on January 10th, 2020 using the FB account status table. Okay, so before jumping into the solution, let's first understand our table. So we have a table called FB account status. In this table, we have account ID. This is the account ID. Next, date. This tells us when the account status was recorded. And status. Status, this tells us whether the account was open or closed. Okay. So basically, this table gives us details about This table gives us details about when an account was opened and closed. Right. Now, our task is to find the ratio of accounts that were closed on 10th January 2020. Right. But how do we solve this? So before I show you the solution, pause the video here and try it out yourself. Okay, so let's solve this step by step. Select from FB account status. In the output, we want date. Then we will count the total accounts. So we will use count function, count star as total accounts. Right. Next, we have to calculate the closed accounts on 10th January 2020. Right. So for that, we will use count function, count, but here we will use case when. Case when status equal to closed, then 1, else null, and as closed accounts. Right. So it will give the count of closed accounts. Now here we will use where condition, where date equal to 10th January. Right. So 2020, 10th January 2020. Right. And here we will group the data by date. So group by date. Right. Now I will run this query and see. In the output, it will show the total accounts on 10th January 2020 and closed accounts on 10th January 2020. Right. Now we have to calculate the ratio. So for that, we will use with CT as select from CT. So we divide the number of closed accounts. We divide the number of closed accounts. Right. So closed accounts divide by total accounts. Right. So it will give us the ratio. But here we will use cast function. Cast as float, right? So it will ensure that we get decimal values instead of integer division, right? Now I will run this query and see. In the output, it will show 0.4285. This is the ratio, right? So as ratio, I will run it again and see. In the output, it will show 0.4285. This means 42.85 of accounts recorded on January 10th January 2020 were closed. Right. So here, if we only need the ratio on one specific date, right? Only for 10th January. So we can solve this in a single query without using CT. Right. So let's get started. Select from FP account status. Right. Now we have to find out the ratio. Okay. So I will take this as a closed accounts. Divide by total accounts, right? It will give us the ratio for specific date, one specific date. So here we will use where clause to filter the date. Date equal to 10th January 2020. Right. Now we will use cast function, cast as float. Cast as a float. Sorry. Now I will run this query and see. In the output, it will show the 0.4285. Right. This means 42.85 42.85% of accounts recorded on 10th January 2020 were closed. Right. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.